Hello and welcome live from the Zero Project Conference 2024 at the Vienna International Center. My name is Anna. I'm the Director for Business Partnerships and Operations within the Zero Project team. And I'm very happy to welcome today for this fireside chat two very close partner organizations of the Zero Project, the Vienna Business Agency and Essl Austria. So in this fireside chat, we will find out 3 or more reasons to expand to Vienna. But before we dive into our conversation, I would like to do a first quick introduction round. Perhaps Jan, you would like to start?
Yes, of course. Thank you very much for having me. My name is Jan. I'm working for the Vienna Business Agency, and this for the last 12 years. I'm working in the department called International Business. So my role is supporting international companies and individuals if they set up a business here or if they come here for work.
Hi, my name is Sylvia. I work in the Technology Services Department of Vienna Business Agency, and I'm focusing on assistive technologies and social innovation.
Okay, my name is Klaus HOECKNER. I'm the head of the Austrian Association supporting the blind and visually impaired. Here I'm in my role as Essl Austria. Essl Austria is the umbrella of our organization and the brand of the Austrian Association supporting the blind and visually impaired. I'm from background, I'm coming out of software industry and all the things that are connected with power interests me to help people with disabilities.
Okay, message received. So thanks a lot for this short introduction. So my first question is for Jan. So what do you think are the main reasons for expanding a business to Vienna? Sorry.
No worries. So, of course, my job is telling international companies or individuals why they should expand here. And of course, there are some specific factors. First of all, it's in the heart of Europe, so it's very central. If you take a map of Europe, Austria is just there, Vienna is just there. And so the connections are really good, flying from here to all major European capitals within 3 hours. And nowadays, going by train is really easy as well, so you can easily go to Bratislava, Munich, to Prague, Berlin. This is all doable. So from a geographical perspective, it's really good setting something up here because it's easy to reach all the other markets around Austria as well. And Austria is in the lucky position of having 8 neighbors. And I think this is kind of unique, and not even just in Europe, but in globally seen as well. So if you do business in Austria and in Vienna, you can easily access other markets as well. You can easily do business with the DACH region, which includes Germany, which is a huge market. We share the same business tradition as well. What also speaks for Vienna as a hub is it is connecting Eastern European economies and the Western European ones. So, and this is open in both ways, what we can see now. Because Vienna is kind of, from a tradition, linking the mentality of both ways. Yeah. So, and you can see that by just walking the streets, hearing the people speak. So you will hear Hungarian, Czech, Romanian, but also English, French, Spanish. It's a very international city. And as a market, it is big. It is 2 million now. With the metropolitan area, it's 2.5 up to 3 million. And it's also easy to access talent here. So there are 200,000 students here, 10% of the population are students. So it's a young city and it's a growing city. And it's attracting people from all over the world. How much more time do I have? Because I can go on.
So perhaps let's give a little bit
yes,
more time to your colleague, Sylvia. So we've heard already quite some reasons to why you should expand your business to Vienna. But what about Vienna's ecosystem for social business and also assistive technology, Sylvia?
Yeah, together with startup services in Vienna Business Agency, we offer some very nice welcome programs for international startups to come to Vienna. For example, the Discover Vienna program or the startup package. And within the Discover Vienna program, we invited 10 international startups in cooperation with Zero Project, thankfully. And we give them the opportunity to learn more about the ecosystem in Vienna and to connect with very important partners also, like Access Austria, for example, and other relevant players and stakeholders in the field. I try to find good partners for them in social organizations, for example, sometimes also in the health sector. There are many, many opportunities. And I also brought with me, if you want to have a small glimpse, what happens in the field of assistive technologies in Vienna. You could grab one of these technology reports of Vienna Business Agency, and we are focusing also on many different technology fields, which could also be very interesting.
Thanks a lot, Sylvia. So if I may add just one or two sentences, we're very thankful for this cooperation with the Vienna Business Agency. So we already had several programs of the Discover Vienna Zero Barriers. And just yesterday we had a very interesting session with all the innovations that came to Vienna. And it was a really great networking event. And really thanks a lot for this very nice and cooperation. And I think we really like working together. And perhaps also information for those who are here at the Vienna International Center. The Vienna Business Agency has a booth next to the Zero Project reception desk, so visit them there, and I think you can also get this report on assistive technologies there. Thank you. So Klaus, perhaps you could give us one or two or even more examples of successful implementation of businesses in Austria, so businesses who came to Austria to open up a subsidiary or similar.
Thank you, Anna. First of all, I have to thank Zero Project and I have to thank the Vienna Business Agency for supporting us. Without the network, it would not be possible to bring companies from abroad here to Vienna because the cost of searching all these companies is very high normally, and they're doing the pre-selection and they bring them to Austria to give them a little bit of taste of Austria to see how they can settle down here. And we have the opportunity to fish in the pool of all these companies that come to Austria that come to Zero Project to present themselves because they think they are the favorites. They're not the favorites. The front runners in ICT. What we are looking for at Zero, Access Austria.
A very close partner, as you can see.
Yes, Access Austria, yeah. We are looking for solutions that want to settle down here in the European region, and we want them to open the European market as sellers of products of assistive technologies to earn money. Yeah? It's not about social things, it's not about a non-profit. It's if you have a product, when you think that this product is really able to be sold on a market and to be bought by a target group which is big enough to make you sustainable, then you can come to us and we can help you to settle down here, to cope with all the administrative tasks. Yeah? There are enough of it, yeah, believe me, yeah. Even if it's much more easier than 20 years before or 10 years before, yeah. And we have in the portfolio some people that help us. And we have in the portfolio some companies that are settled down successfully. One of them is Planet Abled, for example. Planet Abled is a company from India with Neha Aurora. They are doing inclusive traveling for persons with and without disabilities. That means they don't separate the people. It's not traveling for blind, traveling for mobility constrained persons, traveling for deaf and hard of hearing. No, all together, really inclusive travel. we think this is a target group for the future. When we look at the population here in Austria, in 10 years we will have 35% of the population older than 65, and that's one of the real target groups that we have. And the other one is from Kenya, Brian Mwenda, with his Census Hub and with another product that he has for mobility routing for persons, for blind persons, by vibration. And we are the test area here in Vienna. We want to make it profitable for the rest of the market in the European Union and to help him. But we also look to Africa, we look to India. Are there other countries? Are there other companies? Are there other startup centers that concentrate in the field of assistive technologies that can produce new companies that have new invitations, not invitations, innovation. My English, innovations.
It's been a long day already, so we fully understand.
Innovations, yeah, that we can bring also to Austria.
So if I may add, both of these organizations are present at the conference this year. Planet Abled also has been a former Zero Project Awardee. So Jan, you didn't have a lot of time at the beginning. Is there anything that you would like to add when it comes to reasons why companies should expand to Vienna?
Yes, and this is the support of governmental agencies. So I always advise companies when they approach me for the very first time, have a look around, shop around, see what agencies are out there. They are normally operating cost-free. There is no pressure behind them, and they will give you good advice and point you in the right direction. So always have a look around, see what agencies are out there, contact them, and take their advice. Here, of course, we have the Vienna Business Agency, and we can point you to wherever. And yeah, we are kind of a neutral partner in there. And of course, now speaking for other countries as well, those agencies exist in other countries as well. So shop around, see what is best for you, where you can settle and establish your business. But of course, I would prefer here in Vienna.
Thanks a lot. Anything you would like to add to these points, Sylvia? Anything you would like to add regarding the additional services from the Vienna Business Agency?
Yes, come with every question you have, with every request you have, contact us. We always try to find very good contacts for you and also funding opportunities on the federal level and also in Vienna. And we really like to welcome you here.
Thanks a lot. Klaus, anything you would like to add as some closing words?
Yeah, the famous last words.
Yes.
Believe in the power of network. Yeah, speak to the other people, speak to the agencies, speak to the companies, speak to organizations like Zero Project. You will find the right partner. It's always a question of how many contacts do I have, and how many of these contacts can help me speak to them. Network. That's the power.
That we know at the Zero Project, definitely. So perhaps we can also already talk about the next conference. Is certainly coming up 2025, and I guess that there will also be a Discover Vienna Zero Barriers program. So watch out for that, and you can definitely get a lot of interesting contact if you apply for this project. And yes, we will definitely continue this conversation a little bit longer, but unfortunately we need to close this fireside chat now already. So thanks a lot for coming to this conference, for being our partners since so many years already. It was really a pleasure meeting you here, and have a lovely day at the conference, another day tomorrow. And to all our viewers at home, we say thanks a lot for joining us online. Stay tuned, there are another fireside chats coming up. Also tomorrow a lot of interesting conversations to follow, and I wish you a lovely day, and goodbye. Ciao.